Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Rebel Racing Network and the Florida Academy Cup Series. I'm your commentator tonight, Austin Householder, and I'm joined in the booth yet again by TCR and Era Racer Hunter Geyer. Hunter, say hi to the fans.
How's it going, y'all? Glad to be back.
All right, and we are glad to have you back. And we are coming to you live from Nashville Superspeedway, a 1.3-mile oval located in Music City, Tennessee, where these drivers will compete for 150 laps. And we've got a beautiful night to do it. Skies are clear, weather is 78 degrees, and the track temperature at a nice cool 83 degrees. So not going to be too slick for these drivers. The rules for tonight's event, these drivers are going to have 5 sets of tires, and with those track temps, I don't think we're going to need all 5. 60% of fuel and no quick repairs to get this one done. And we will have stage breaks at lap 45 and 93. So it'll be about 2 45-lap stages. And then it will be, looks like it'll be about a 55-lap stage to bring us to the end. So Hunter, who do you have your eye on here tonight?
Man, there's a lot of competitive racers out here. And there might be a little bias. Seth LaCroix, Dawson Price, my fellow racers in Era, they're running top of the leaderboard right now in practice. So I think they definitely have a chance. And I have to go on Al Likens. However, I'm not too sure if I'm seeing him in the session tonight. So he might be out of the picture, unfortunately. I'm looking now, just seeing, and I still don't see him connected yet. But if he does connect, he does have the opportunity to go 3 in a row. And that'd be a feat upon itself. He'd be the visceral version of Tyler Reddick. So to go 3 in a row. But like I said, not connected yet. So hopefully he shows his way in here. But yeah, Seth LaCroix, Dawson Price, great winners. I'm pretty sure. I think it was Seth LaCroix that won this race in Era in similar conditions. So he's definitely going to be competitive out there.
Yeah, and I'm keeping an eye on Al Likens. He did make the cover of the Pit Box magazine, a weekly magazine. Got that pulled up on your screens for you, but Al Likens going back to back, making the cover of the Pit Box. He's one I'm going to keep my eye on, and better late than never. He's still got about 5 minutes to get into the session. But the one I'm going to keep my eye on, he's not out on track right now. That 23 of Dylan Picklesheimer. He has been competitive week in and week out.
I think he just likes saying his name. I honestly do.
That might be a little bit of it. But he's been competitive week in and week out. I am really rooting for him to get a win. I'm also going to keep my eye on Corey Rainey, and I know our friends at the Wicked Pub are as well in that 4-car. He's been very competitive as well. And the Wicked Pub still waiting on that free round from him winning a stage. So we'll be keeping an eye on him here as well.
Of course, and there's a couple other names on this list. There's going to be 3 Nashville locals in this race tonight. Dalton Gibson, Tyler Green, and Alan Hess, all local to Nashville. So I'm sure they're going to definitely be pushing hard, try to get that hometown win. But this track is definitely interesting. It can be slick, especially on corner exit. I know personally I was able to podium here in the O'Reilly's car, but the O'Reilly's car drives a lot different than the next gen car. I know from running here in Era, you have to stick that bottom lane. You have to hit that bottom stripe, or you're not going to make the corner. It's kind of hard to run any other lane but that bottom lane here on iRacing. So it's going to be interesting to see what passing opportunities there are, and see if these drivers can handle it coming out of the corner, because you do have to shift here. You are going to have to shift down to 4th gear. And if you get too hard on the power, you do have the chance of of spinning those rear tires and spinning out. And since it is one of the shorter packages, it's actually on the short track power package, so you have all that power to also look out for as well.
All right, and that's going to be interesting. And as you mentioned, Alan Hess being a local to Nashville, he also, right at that moment, he took the top of the leaderboard, setting the time to beat 29.7 for him. So he looks very competitive. And a couple other things to note coming into this one. We talked a lot about Al Likens with the potential for the three-peat, but we do have some drivers throwing together some consistent runs as well. We're looking at one of them, Tyler Hurt, in that 18 machine, has secured 2 tops 10 this season and the only driver to do so. And then Trevor Quisenberry, I'm looking to see if he is online yet. I actually do not see.
Yeah.
Yep, I do not see his name up there, but he is the only driver to secure 2 top 5 so far this season.
Absolutely, and then, you know, a lot of these drivers are very competitive. You know, we kind of can't really tell at Daytona because it's a drafting track and pretty much every car is almost exactly the same. Auto Club, you could really tell where a lot of the skill comes in. You know, a lot of drivers were able to run that track pretty well. Obviously, Al Likens absolutely dominated that race. But, you know, in the top 5, top 10, there was a lot of, you know, passing and a lot of, you know, mix and match. So, you know, a lot of these drivers are very talented. So with a track like Nashville, it's very different from both Daytona and Auto Club. You know, it's a different surface, concrete. So it's, you know, I'm really interested to see what these drivers can do here.
And I am as well. And another thing I'd like to mention, Madeline Jackson driving that number 88. We talked a lot about her last week being the only female driver in the field, and making the switch from NASCAR 25 over to iRacing just recently. And we do have some stats on her now. She currently has an iRating of 1,418 in only a rookie license with a 2.97 safety rating. So still racing under that rookie license, but she is in the top 15 in standings out of the 26 drivers that have laid down a lap here.
Absolutely, you know, for being a rookie and showing some speed. Now, I think she does have experience in NASCAR 25, from what I remember. Now, obviously two different platforms, but she does have some experience. And now, when I first joined, I was surprised to see her. She was running top 5 times when I joined the session. So, never know. She could definitely pull something out here and be really competitive really quick.
Yeah, and we'll be keeping our eye on her, and they're getting ready to start qualifying. As they get ready for that, we do have some sponsors to thank for making all this possible. First and foremost, our Restart Zone sponsor, My World of Whiskey, the most comprehensive mobile app every series bourbon collector should have on their phone. Founded by a collector who started, like most of us, tracking his bottles in a spreadsheet, My World of Whiskey grew into the most complete tool on the market for managing a real collection. Built bourbon first with deep support for rye, Scotch, Irish, Japanese, and Canadian whiskey, over 10,000 bottles, and a hand-curated database that grows daily. Barcode scanning and spreadsheet upload to add bottles in seconds, full purchase tracking with dates, locations, and prices, collection analytics that give you the complete picture of your shelf. If you're serious about your bourbon, you need this app. Use promo code RACE25 to receive a 25% discount on the website or in the Apple App Store and Google Play. So big thank you to My World of Whiskey. You know, I'm sure we'll hear their name a lot tonight with that Restart Zone. Next, we would like to thank our Viscera Cup Series Pole Award that we see drivers on track now trying to win that. Vermont Diecast, the best diecast store on Whatnot. Make sure you guys check them out if you're a diecast collector like I am. Haven't figured out Whatnot, but definitely planning on it and checking out Vermont Diecast. And they have also sponsored a $5 award to whoever takes the poll here tonight. And I'm telling you what, I have not seen Al Likens come in here, so we might have someone new taking home that $5 tonight. And then we have our white flag sponsor, and that is the Enchanted Oaks RV Park. Looking for the perfect place to relax on the Texas coast? Make your next stop at Enchanted Oaks RV Park, conveniently located on Highway 35 bypass in beautiful Rockport, Texas. Just a short drive from local beaches, art museums, shopping, and some of the best coastal attractions the area has to offer. Whether you're staying for a weekend getaway or an extended visit, Enchanted Oaks RV Park offers comfort, convenience, and the perfect place to call home while you explore the coast. Mention this broadcast, Rebel Racing Network, or Mike Hill to receive a free gift upon checking in for your visit. And then we have our title sponsor, Florida Academy. At Florida Academy in Fort Myers, Florida, you'll find short-term professional education programs in some of today's fastest-growing fields. For over 3 decades, they've been helping students transform their dreams into reality. With a focus on real-world practical learning, they prepare their students to launch careers in the beauty and wellness and skilled trade industries. Learn, do, succeed. Florida Academy. And we are watching Michael Prince as he spins through the infield. And then we do have our fastest lap award. Hunter, I'm going to let you take that one away.
Sorry about that. I was muted. Just in total shock. Actually, not at all. Just like I predicted, Dawson Price, Seth LaCroix sitting 1-2 right now. Both very fast drivers here. I know, if I remember correctly, I think it was Seth that was pretty much untouchable here. And this track is one of those tracks where if you have clean air, car drives so much better. You get really aerotight here. So qualifying is really important. But I'm also seeing Tristan Haynes in that number 9 car right up there next to him in position 3 right now. So lots of speed from these guys. Sorry about that. I'm just so focused on qualifying right now. But of course, the fastest lap sponsored by Bird Wraps. Unfortunately, no takers on that 20% discount so far. But who knows? Hopefully this week a new fast lap guy, and he uses that 20% discount to his advantage, gets a really good paint job out there. Of course, I'm so glad to support. Yeah, these. It seems like every day I'm getting a new customer. So just a quick update on the Bird Wraps front. I actually have had to pause orders for the time being. I'm actually looking to reopen orders in August. Now there's going to be some exceptions to that. So a lot of these guys in the leagues, if they require paint, I'm giving them permission to order one. But basically, any I would say outsider, but any external customer that is looking for a paint, you still can go to Bird Wraps and put in a contact form. I can put you on a wait list. But yeah, my queue has grown super long, and I only paint part time. But yeah, it's great to see all the support. I'm ecstatic to see all these paints I put out there, and a lot of I've talked to a lot of these guys, they run a lot of open or official sessions, and they're like, yeah, there's a guy in there, the Bird Routes paint scheme. I'm like, that's awesome. That's great to hear. It's awesome to see. So, yeah, this is static with all the support. Sad to shut it down or at least pause for a little bit, but glad to, definitely going to be upgrading here before we open back up. So, really excited for that. So I actually do have some insight on that. I remember you mentioning it last week. He still didn't go into specifics. Okay, I can do that. All I know is it is some type of merch package. That's all I'll give away. So merchandise of some sort. Um, but yes, don't know what exactly it is, but it is merchandise of some sort.
All right, and thank you, Squadron. Apparently having an issue with the mic. We got that worked out, though. But yes, so I did just give a big shout out to Michelle at Enchanted Oaks. Glad to have you be a part of this and be a sponsor on the stream and of the league. And Critical entering in the chat asking about Al Likens. I have not seen him yet. And time is running down. Only 2.5 minutes left in qualifying.
Yeah, no connection from Al. So kind of unfortunate to see. I was really expecting him to be a top contender and get that 3 in a row, but looks like it is finally up to these other guys to get that win.
Yes, it is. And James Price entering the chat, cheering on Dawson, Seth, and Edmonds. And unfortunate for James Price, as we saw your message come through, Nicholas Warner takes over that pole position. And that is a fast lap, 29.64.
Wow. Almost an entire 10. So that's fast.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to beat. We'll see how his tires hold up running those times, but
I have ran with Nicholas Warner as well as Era. He has been on my bad side a couple times, I will have to say. But yeah, definitely interested to see what he's got up against Dawson, Seth, and Brian. A lot of fast guys up here. Like I said, I still think it's anybody's game. But the biggest thing is to get out there in that clean air. So if Warner is able to get a good jump off the rip and get that clean air, he's definitely going to be at the advantage.
Hey, well, yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on him. Remember, it is a lone race, though. And Hunter, can you get us some insight on when the actual pit window is going to be for these drivers?
Unfortunately, I don't have that information. Tyler never gave it to me, so that is unfortunately don't have that right now. Let's see if I can get that from him real quick.
All right, yeah, well, and once again, Hunter Geyer again pulling double duty. He's also going to be our race control tonight, so we'll get some insight on penalties that might be handed out here from Hunter as well. Our Viscera official. Just looking at Corey Rainey on track now, and he's sitting about 10th in the standings as qualifying comes to an end. And with that, qualifying has come to an end. Drivers going to make their way down to the starting grid. We're going to go ahead and run through our official starting grid. And oh boy, Hunter, this looks like it's going to be a mouthful. 30 drivers have made it tonight. So starting on the pole will be Nicholas Warner driving the number 7. To his outside in second will be Dawson Price driving the number 71. Seth LaCroix going to be starting third in the 89 machine. Brian Macklin will roll off fourth in the 30. Tristan Haynes will start fifth driving the number 9. Alan Hess will roll off sixth in the 14. Christian Rhodes will start 7th, driving the number 1 machine. Corey Yoakum to his outside in 8th, driving the number 5. Jeremy Davis will start 9th, driving the number 25. In 10th, we have Corey Rainey driving the number 4. Tyler Green will start 11th, driving the number 77 to his outside in 12th. Michael Prince in the 31. Starting 13th will be Joshua Edmonds driving the number 3 car. Stephen Alessi will start 14th in the 8 machine. Jeremiah Nelson will roll off 15th, driving the number 46. Eric Rodeman in 16th, driving the number 96. Dylan Picklesheimer will start 17th, driving the number 23 car. to his outside will be Thomas Lavierde, starting 18th, driving the number 54. Dalton Gibson will roll off 19th, driving the number 17 machine. Daniel Holloway in 20th, driving the 21. Mike Hill will start 21st, driving the number 27 car. And 22nd, we have Storm Strube driving the number 45. Tyler Hurt will start 23rd, driving the number 18 machine. Chet Sellers will roll off 24th in the 13. And 25th will be Jason Werbesquez driving the number 67. In 26th, we have Joshua Riddle driving the number 12 machine. Madeline Jackson going to be starting 27th in the 88. Eric L'Oreal will start 28th, driving the number 41. In 29th will be Richard Smith II, driving the number 2 machine. And routing out your field in 30th will be Trevor Yates, driving the number 10. Oh, that was a mouthful. So they have made their way onto track for their parade lap. One parade lap, and then we will get this underway.
I was muted again. Unfortunate to see.
And the pace car is off as we get ready to get this one underway. Green flag is out. Oh no!
Spin!
Spin off the rip. That is Nicholas Warner going through the infield. He spun his tires. Brian Macklin going to go to the lead, and we've got 3 wide racing back in the pack. The top 3 getting single file very quickly, but I see a lot of beating and banging and 3 wide racing. Corey Rainey looking to come out of this in 4th as he battles with Dawson Price.
Already needed me for race control. My goodness. So that spin from Nicholas Warner actually got a couple drivers of black flags for passing under caution. So might have been a wrong gear change there. Definitely interesting. Unfortunate to see as well. Dawson Price falling back during that incident because of that black flag.
Yeah, and Dawson Price now dropping to 4th. He manages to maintain the position over Corey Rainey. But a very interesting way to start this one. And then Comey asking if there's ever been a crash on the parade lap, and I don't think we've seen one here in Viscera quite yet, but you go to the officials, you're definitely going to get some crashes on the parade lap for sure. So Brian Macklin, now our leader, after that miscue on the initial start. The chat mentioning how unfortunate for Warner that was after such a quick qualifying time. Now 5 laps gone, and looks like we've got a slow car on track. That is the 2 of Richard Smith. And it looks like Richard Smith actually missed the start. He had to start from pit lane.
Lots of early chaos for these guys. Unfortunately, automatic cautions have been disabled for the race. So it's going to be up to me completely to throw the caution flag. So Austin, if you help me out, if you see any major wreck, please let me know so I can throw.
All right, and the caution is out. Looks like Jason Werbesquez caught up in this.
They are working me hard tonight, man.
And Jason Werbesquez, you can see the damage to that right rear. We're going to go back, take a look, and see what happened here. Oh, and that actually looks like it was the 88 of Madeline Jackson hitting that outside wall and getting into Werbeskus and turning him. I do believe Madeline Jackson possibly with some damage there as well. That was a hard hit. And you see the front end of that car is beat up for Madeline Jackson. So some takers on pit road. Joshua Edmonds coming down pit road. Tyler Hurt, Dalton Gibson, Dylan Picklesheimer, Madeline Jackson. And the chat already going nuts. Cranky Salt entering the chat. Rooting for Storm Strube. He's bringing it down pit road. Storm Strube running a different T-Mobile paint scheme here tonight. It looks like Strube may have caught a piece of the action there as well. He's going to have to get some damage taken care of. And Eric Rodeman, he was up to 13th here in that 96 machine.
I tell you what, Austin, they had me working hard for this week. Wasn't too bad at Auto Club last week, but man, a lot of action so far.
Yeah, definitely gonna keep you busy tonight, and I sure hope you've got your camera setting to focus on crashes here, Hunter.
I think I'm gonna have to do something because wow, lots of action. And you know, I kind of did mention that during the pre-race. This track can be tricky, especially on corner exit, and I think that's exactly what happened to Madeline there. She kind of got tight into the wall and tried to save it, and unfortunately, this number 67 car was right in under her and got caught up in that. Unfortunately, did have to dish out an EOL to that 88, although I think her car might be pretty hurt right now. Not too sure if that EOL is going to do anything to her.
Yeah, and yeah, very unfortunate. Yeah, still a learning curve, but yeah, we were watching her last week, and she handled herself really well with that being new to the service. And I would like to point out Mike Hill in that Enchanted Oaks RV Park 27 machine still on pit road. Not sure what's going on there as they get ready to go back green flag racing.
So I am listening into driver chat. Mike was caught up in an extra incident, so that is why he's on pit road.
All right, and that is unfortunate, but the pace car is off, and they're making their way around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. Green flag is back out.
Like a bit of a stack up on that restart.
Yep, Brian Macklin getting out to the lead there, but they are definitely bunched up back in the pack.
Oh, Rodeman loose.
And trying to find Rodeman here. It's a lot of names to go through. Looks like Rodeman losing some time here. He's going to drop back to 29th. That looked like a big shakeup here. It looks like he actually ended up going off track there. So Rodeman going through the infield on the backstretch. Unfortunate for him, but we will continue on here. And Curtis Stanford entering the chat cheering on Mike Hill as well.
So I was busy doing race control stuff. Do you know if any of these drivers took tires off?
It looks like mostly just damage repair and gas and go for these drivers. So going through the times here, I cannot actually see if they've taken tires. It's mostly just an estimate here, but see a couple of 5-second pit stops and then a slew of almost 60-second pit stops. So looks like just fuel and repairs for the drivers that did come down pit road. I tell you what, checking in with my pick here tonight, Hunter. Dylan Picklesheimer in that 23 Winnebago car. Not having the night he was looking for here. He started 17th and unfortunately dropping all the way back to 27th here. Possibly some damage to that Winnebago. Folks at the Wicked Pub will be happy to know Corey Rainey has been on the move since the start of this one. Up 4 positions from 10th now to 6th. Corey Rainey looking very competitive here. And the battle is on for second now. Alan Hess and Michael Prince battling it out. Prince there in that red and white 31 car.
I will have to mention, as the tires begin to wear, it is very difficult to pass on this track. A lot of bottom lanes, single lane racing, so it's kind of difficult to pass unless you get a crazy run coming out of the corner. So I think that's probably why we saw a lot of aggression early. While they're on fresh tires, you can kind of run multiple lanes and get those passing opportunities. But as these guys go on, I think it's definitely going to spread out a bit and stay single file. Now, I could be definitely wrong with that, but just knowing how this track races in other cars, and I'm minimal experience in the next gens, this track, older tires, it is very difficult to pass.
Yeah, and we're not seeing too much of a gap yet out of Brian Macklin there in that 30 machine. Michael Prince charging to the front here. But definitely a lot of single file racing going on. And it looks like we do have some 3 wide racing back in the pack. And a quick update on our Vermont Diecast Pole Award winner, Nicholas Warner. After that miscue at the restart, has now worked his way back up to 21st, but it looks like that 7 is struggling here now that we've actually gotten under green flag conditions.
Yeah, it is mighty unfortunate for that spin there at the beginning of the race. A lot of things could have contributed to that. Missed shifts, cold tires. The track isn't too hot. It's a cooler night, so you're not going to have a lot of heat in those tires starting off. So a lot of things could have happened there. Kind of interested to know what exactly happened. So maybe if we do get a caution, we can bring him up in the booth and see what he has to say about it.
Yeah, and we'll be looking out for that. We know we're going to get a stage break here, and I definitely want to know about what happened there with Nicholas Warner. And a quick update on Mike Hill in that Enchanted Oaks RV Park Ford Mustang. He is back out on track. So multiple.
Unfortunate to see, so sorry about that. From what I can tell, I think it was actually a missed caution play from my point. So as race control, I will take full responsibility for that incident. Unfortunately, Mike, it looked like it evolved in some type of pile up that I completely missed as our race control. Still learning rookie race control here. So if anything, another wrap on me for Mike Hill.
All right. Well, yeah, Hunter, I think there's going to be some mad folks in the chat here for you. Stephanie Hill here. Curtis Stanford cheering on Mike Hill. And Michelle at Enchanted Oaks RV Park is watching the stream with Stephanie. You know, that's her car that she's put out there.
I know. That is my fault. Scratch that beautiful Enchanted Oaks wrap. Man. But it's, you know, a long race, 150 laps. There's still plenty of time for Mike to come back up to the back, and he's been running very well. It's still early in the season, but he charging to front last week at Auto Club, so he's definitely having more of an uphill battle this week with that damage and being multiple laps down at this point. But who knows? You know, keeps himself straight to get a lot of cautions. There is possible to get some of those laps back.
Yeah, and looking at Tristan Haynes and Seth LaCroix, they're not having the start of the race we really expected out of them. Haynes hanging out back there in 5th as he battles it out with Alan Hess. Seth LaCroix dropped all the way back to 6th, and haven't seen him move up. But Mark is going nuts in the chat, wanting to know about Corey Rainey here. Rainey's still up to 7th. But the 5 of Corey Yoakum looking underneath, and we'll see what Yoakum could do here.
Like I mentioned, there is a good bit of time, you know, 20 laps left in the stage coming around this time. But as I mentioned, you know, as these tires start to wear, it's going to be tough to pass. Now, I have seen some late race moves. Tristan Haynes up from 5th now into 4th, so he is able to make those lanes work. And Dawson Price currently sitting with that Bird Rat's fastest lap with a 29.9. But it looks like everyone is about on pace. So top 5 is running 30.4, 30.5. So, you know, a lot of even pace here.
Yeah, and I don't see Brian Macklin able to really pull away here. Michael Prince hanging right with him.
I think that's honestly really surprising to me because, man, I remember racing here in Era. Seth was able to get out in front and just pull away from the field with that clean air. But who knows? You know, maybe Brian saving a little bit here or not using that clean air to his advantage, and you know, Michael Prince is able to stay there with him.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens here. And Cranky Salt enter the chat with the Mexican flag, and I think he wants to know here about Storm Strube. Storm in that T-Mobile Toyota. Currently back there in 24th. Now, he caught a piece of that incident back on lap 6. So, looks like he might still have a little bit of damage needs repaired before he can really get back into this one. But Storm definitely has had some bad luck through the first half of the season.
Looks like the number 1 car got loose coming out of the corner there.
And that is the one of Christian Rhodes. That's opened up the door for Joshua Edmonds to get to the inside of him. Edmonds trying to get by him as Daniel Holloway and Thomas Lavierde were battling out in front of them. Oh, and it looks like we've got some trouble for Eric Rodeman going through the infield here. If I'm not mistaken, that's the second time he's gone off track. Go back, take a look at it here. Rodeman just struggling getting off of turn 4. So the same spot, same incident. And he's cutting grass. And
the famous words from Mike Hill in Forrest Gump, he cut that grass for free.
And speaking of cutting grass, if you're in the Elizabeth City area, check out Household Lawn Mowing, the most affordable and quality service in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And James Price looking for the update with Dawson Price. Dawson Price has now worked his way by Michael Prince.
Up into that second spot. definitely running fast right now. He's about a tenth quicker than Macklin right now, so he's making it work, man. Definitely quick around here, but being able to pass Brian with that clean air, it's going to be a very big challenge.
Yes, it is, and we've been watching Dawson Price across multiple leagues, and he's a front runner. Seems like every race, but really struggles to be able to get that last pass and take over that lead position. So we'll see how it goes for him, but they do have lap traffic coming up in front of them with 13 to go, so we'll see if this lap traffic becomes a factor. And Tyler Hurt heavily damaged there in that 18 machine. That right wheel is stuck. He's going to bring it down pit road. Not sure what happened with Tyler Hurt. We're going to go back, take a look here. And it looks like the damage has already happened. We're going to have to back it up here. Looks like hard contact with the outside wall, possibly. Oh, Tyler Hurt actually getting a shot in the back. And the yellow flag is going to wave for a completely separate incident. Trevor Yates going around. I could hear Hunter Geyer getting quiet up here in the booth. Sounds like he's doing race control duty. It looked like the 54 just had a run to the outside of Trevor Yates. There's Thomas Lavierde getting into Trevor Yates, sent him into the outside wall. We're going to go back and see what happened with Tyler Hurt here. And that was the 41 of Eric L'Oreal getting into Tyler Hurt. As pit stops have started here. It looks like most of the field coming down now. Michael Prince, Corey Rainey going to stay out. Joshua Edmonds staying out. Dalton Gibson, Tyler Green, Chet Sellers.
You were correct going silent on that. So from my point of view, it looked like a late block from the number 10 car. Did not see that run on the outside, and looks like he tried to cover it up, but decided to cover it up a little bit too late there. So unfortunately, he will be dished out that EOL for that incident.
All right. And pit stops have completed. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick commercial break.
Do you love Orlando's theme parks, but the long lines have you losing the magic? Introducing Ride Waits, the Apple Watch app designed to help you skip the stress and ride more, with real-time wait times and park info right on your wrist. Whether you're exploring Walt Disney World, adventuring through Universal Orlando, or taking it all in at SeaWorld, Ride Waits helps you navigate smarter and get the most out of your visit. No more wandering, no more guessing, just more riding. And it's not just wait times. Ride Waits also offers tips on the best times to ride, general park info, and helpful alerts so you never miss out on your favorite attraction. Whether you're planning ahead or making game day decisions in the park, Ride Waits keeps everything you need at a quick glance away. Ride Waits, your wrist-side guide to the best parks in Orlando. Available now on the Apple Watch store.
Not affiliated with or endorsed by any theme park brand.
All right, and we are back, folks. They are doubling up, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Michael Prince, your new leader. Corey Rainey to his outside. Dalton Gibson. Or I'm sorry, Josh Edmonds will restart third. Dalton Gibson in fourth. And it looks like Al Likens now present here in the chat, cheering on STR.
Oh, where you been, man? You had a 3 in a row ready to go.
All right, and if you're there at the Wicked Pub, it is time to tune in. Corey Rainey will start from the outside pole position as that pace car goes off, and they're going to make their way around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. Green flag is out. Michael Prince gets the jump. Josh Edmonds in that 3 car looking underneath Corey Rainey. 7 laps to go. Corey can make this time up. He gets a good drive on the top of that corner. It looks like he's going to end up in front of Joshua Edmonds. Edmonds with an excellent drive off of turn 2 there.
Looks like a bit of complication for the 45 car, Storm Struby.
It does look like he is off the pace. Oh, caution's out. Eric Rodeman.
Eric Rodeman and Madeline Jackson, it looks like. I might have been incorrect on that. Just Eric Rodeman.
And we're going to go back, take a look, and see what happened. Rodeman in that 96, and he's got a run there. Taking it 3 wide and getting up to the car on his outside.
That one's tough there. Doing kind of ran out of room. Rodeman kind of got tight out of that corner.
Yep, he's collected Chet Sellers there, and yeah, that is a tough call. But going back and looking at it, Eric Rodeman was definitely pushing the issue there. It looks like he ended up getting 3 wide because the 12 was slow getting into the corner. Chet Sellers he's already in the outside wall, has nowhere to go as Rodeman comes up. And, if we've learned anything from watching Rodeman here, that corner is not where Rodeman wants to push the issue. He's already had 2 issues off of turn 4, and we're going to chalk it up to a 3rd one now. So we will set it up and do it again. Michael Prince still your leader. Corey Rainey in 2nd. Joshua Edmonds in 3rd. Dalton Gibson will restart 4th. Tyler Green in 5th. Tristan Haynes will restart 6th. Josh Riddle restarting 7th. And Brian Macklin will restart 8th. Alan Hess in 9th. Seth LaCroix will end up restarting 10th. Now that we do have a caution, we're still interested to know what happened with Nicholas Warner there, currently going through the chat, trying to figure out if he is present in the Discord here. And it looks like he is not.
Unfortunate. I am very curious to see what happened on that initial restart, man. I know he is hating himself right now for an incident like that.
Yeah, and well, I'll tell you what, now that they're getting bunched up and we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here, stage 1, we're going to see a lot more aggressive driving out of these guys once that green flag drops. And the folks at the Wicked Pub,
absolutely,
hoping Corey Rainey gets aggressive here.
Absolutely. Corey Rainey needs an excellent jump to be able to get that stage victory. He'll only have 1 lap to do it.
Yep, it's going to be
2 laps to do it.
Yep. And getting the jump here with Michael Prince being able to control that restart, very tough. Prince can go anywhere he wants in the My World of Whiskey restart zone. We'll see how this plays out as that pace car drives off. Green flag is back out. Michael Prince getting the jump. Looks like Corey Rainey was a little bit more aggressive getting to the throttle there, but not quite enough to hold off Josh Edmonds from getting to his inside. But Edmonds, his car gets tight. He slides up the track, almost taking out Corey Rainey. Two to go in the stage. Corey Rainey driving right back up to Michael Prince. And Tim Lewis entering the chat, rooting for Tyler Green. One lap to go in the stage. Michael Prince now opening up that gap. I don't know if there's anything Corey Rainey can do to catch him. Too wide behind him.
Michael Prince, your stage 1 winner.
Yep, Michael Prince, the TriStar Property Maintenance stage winner for stage 1. Corey Rainey going to come home second. Is Hunter going to throw the yellow flag? And Young Hitta entering the chat, cheering on Rainey. And all you Rainey fans up in the chat and tuning in, let me know if you were watching at the Wicked Pub. Glad to have them a part of this. And now I think we're going to see some more pit stops here, especially those front runners. Looking at the pit strategy, looks like a lot of guys coming down on lap 36, but making it, our top 2 making it to the end on no pit stops. And they'll line up as they finished stage 1. Michael Prince first, Corey Rainey second, Joshua Edmonds third, Tristan Haynes in fourth. Tyler Green will round out your top 5, getting the bonus points. As Cove Shift enters the chat, cheering on Corey Yoakum. Corey Yoakum, he's going to stay out here. He's going to move up to second. Brian Macklin going back to the lead. Jeremy Davis will restart third. Eric Rodman fourth. Storm Strube looks like he's going to be restarting fifth. Madeline Jackson in sixth. Jeremiah Nelson in seventh. Seth LaCroix will restart eighth. Michael Prince in ninth. And looks like Joshua Edmonds rounding out your top 10. Looking at Corey Rainey. He is slow coming off a pit road. Not sure what happened there. And we'll step aside for a quick commercial break.
At FedUps, we don't care how it gets there, just that it eventually does. We use cutting-edge technology like guesswork, blind rage, and the occasional coin flip. Need help? Our customer service is standing by to put you on hold. Our drivers are trained professionals in rage quitting, road rage, and minor parkour. Have an issue? Hey, we delivered it, didn't we? At FedUp, we're not happy until you're not happy. Special instructions? I ignored it specifically. Signature required? We'll scribble something. Fragile? Let's test that theory. Customer service? Try screaming into the void. FedUp, we hate your package almost as much as you do.
FedUps is not responsible for damaged, late, lost, or completely incinerated packages. Batteries not included. Actually, nothing's included.
All right, and we are back, folks. Still trying to figure out what happened with Corey Rainey there on pit road. I did not see him being shown a black flag for speeding or anything, but it looks like that might have been the case. Hunter Geyer trying to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, from what I can tell, I'm not sure what happened, but he exited the pits super slow and was letting a lot of drivers pass. So maybe a speeding penalty or something. But looks like he got himself an EOL of some sort.
And unfortunate for Corey Rainey, and I can hear the audible groan from the Wicked Pup right now.
I tell you what, he was probably the closest he's ever been to getting that Wicked Pup getting that free round for a Corey Rainey stage win, but he's gonna have to work for it for a lot, pretty hard to get a stage 2 win. Give him another chance for a free round.
Yep, and they have made their way around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. Green flag waves, we're back underway. As Brian Macklin jumping out to the lead, Corey Yoakum holding on to second for the time being. Corey Yoakum going. Oh, caution, caution is out. Looks like Stephen Alessi caught up in this. And it looks like some left front damage to that 8 machine. We'll go back, take a look here. And I think we had a checkup on that outside line. As Alessi goes around, looks like he got loose there. And take a look here. Yeah, I did want to note the 88 of Madeline Jackson restarting up in the front of the pack this time. And I think Madeline, you know, still a learning curve there. Maybe missing a shift, but Madeline just did not go. That puts him 3 wide there, and I think Alessi just wasn't sure where to go in that situation. He ends up checking up and getting himself loose there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to cop that up to a racing incident there. Major stack up after that restart there. Not too sure if these guys were sleeping or what, but lots of big gaps from what I could tell in the restart. I was kind of middle of the field, just kind of checking for incidents, but lots of big gaps. And I think that kind of caught up to all these drivers entering the corner. And I think Stephen Alessi got the worst of it there.
Yeah, and very unfortunate. So we're going to reset it and try and do it again. Brian Macklin still your leader. Corey Yoakum holding on to second. Jeremy Davis there in third. Davis in that he's got the 3 paint scheme showing up as the 25 on your scoring tower. We're going to have to talk to him about that and get that worked out. Storm Strube, you got to restart fourth, and Jeremiah Nelson rounding out your top 5. So, and this is our 5th caution of the night. So they're getting doubled up, getting ready to go back green flag racing. The lights on the pace car are out as they make their way around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. And the green flag waves. We are back underway. 98 left to go here.
Still a long race to go, but with all these guys on fresh tires, going to be really aggressive, able to get the momentum and able to pass really well on these fresh tires.
And then A1 cheering on Tyler Green up in the chat. And we're going to check in with our league owner here. Tyler Green was making a run to the front. He currently sits back here in 12th. And the front of the field getting it worked out single file. But back in the pack, a lot of double file racing. Storm Strube trying to hold off that 2 of Richard Smith. Richard Smith has been coming to the front very fast. Showing a lot of speed, up 16 positions.
Absolutely, and looking through the pack here, looks like the number 71 of Dawson Price has fallen back to 14th. Still has the fastest lap of the race so far, but he has some work to do if he wants to get back to the front.
Yeah, and I think that's got a lot to do with the pit strategy here. We've seen a lot of varying pit strategies, and everyone choosing to come down on different laps. We've got someone came down lap 36. Jeremiah Nelson currently running 3rd. Last pitted lap 47. Keep your eye on him. He's been on the move here. Oh, and the battle's on for the lead. Corey Yoakum challenging for the lead. Brian Macklin up there running the middle line. Not sure how that's going to affect him. He's able to hold off Yoakum for the time being. 3 wide back there behind him. Looks like Michael Prince, Jeremy Davis, Tristan Haynes all battling it out.
Absolutely, these fresher tires able to run like a middle line, get great runs out of the corner. But it will be interesting to see what that does for tire wear.
And that middle line, I don't think you could stay up there for very long. Oh, trouble. Jeremy Davis going around. He hits the inside wall. He's going to come to a rest there in the backstretch infield. And it looks like he's going to tow back. The green flag will stay out.
Very unfortunate to see there. Did not come back out on track, so no caution will fly.
Yep, and he didn't have help there. He just got loose coming off of turn 2 there. Pushing that car just beyond where, just beyond its limits, unfortunately.
And I think that is just a characteristic of this track. Like I mentioned during the pre-race, you have to shift. You get down to lower speeds in the corners, have to shift down. But with this higher horsepower package and the short track package, it's very difficult to keep that power under you. Those rear tires will spin, and unfortunately, once these cars seem to spin and it starts to go, there's no saving it.
Yep, and very unfortunate. James Price, little insight on Dawson Price, who's back there in 12th now. He got damaged in an earlier wreck.
Oh man, I hate to see that.
Yep, and looking back at another one of our era racers, Seth LaCroix, not having the night he was hoping for either. He's back there in 23rd. And LaCroix battling for a championship. Make sure you guys tune in on Sunday evening to see Era live from Bristol Motor Speedway.
Absolutely, and can you believe what the sponsor of that race is?
I'll be honest.
Have you had the insight on that yet?
I do not have the insight. I haven't checked the schedule. Who is the sponsor there?
That is going to be Bird Wraps again. It's actually going to be the Bird Wraps throwback race. So a lot of drivers are going to be running throwback paint schemes, and I'm actually going to be putting up a free paint scheme for best throwback paint scheme of the night. So definitely going to be a fun one. And of course, I love Bristol. And the last time I sponsored a race at Bristol, I won it in TCR. So I don't think that's going to happen with my luck and arrow lately, but I gotta do something.
Well, and Hunter, just mentioning all the how busy you've been, and you're just going to make yourself busier. But props to you on the shameless plug there.
Totally shameless. Well, it looks like number 5, Corey Oakham, got a little loose coming out of turn 2 there. Lost a lot of positions.
Yeah, and now being pressured by Tristan Haynes and Mike Hill, and then Enchanted Oaks RV park car. He's had another issue. He was involved in an incident, it looks like. We're going to go back and take a look and see what happened. But he's on pit road. And not sure what he was trying to do there. He gets a piece of that apron, and I don't know if he was working a pit strategy or what. And the issue's continuing for Tyler Green. Got to go look at that as well. Tyler Green loose off of turn 4. He goes for a ride through the infield.
He cut that grass for free. Man, that turn 4 has been treacherous for these drivers. Super loose out of the corner.
And it looks that way, and as they get wear on these tires, it's only going to get worse here.
Absolutely wearing down those rear tires. Going to be more difficult to keep that power down on the concrete.
And we go back towards the middle of the pack. It looks like the battle is starting. Chet Sellers, Corey Randy, we're all battling it out. Thomas Lavierde and Stephen Alessi as well.
Trouble for Daniel Holloway, also showing off track.
Yep, and we just saw the same incident there. We just saw with Tyler Green getting loose off of turn 4.
Tough one for these guys coming out of 4. Man, I don't envy these guys at all.
Yep, and quick update for you folks at home. The weather's changed drastically here. We started the race at 78 degrees. The temperature now down to 73 degrees Fahrenheit. That track really cooling off, and I don't know if these drivers were prepared for that big of a change.
Definitely down a few degrees, but a cooler track usually equals more grip. However, it takes a little bit longer for those tires to warm up. But yeah, I think this one might just be handling that power since they're on the short car package, or short track package, I should say.
Yeah, and with those tires getting more grip, these drivers probably getting a little overconfident in what these cars can actually handle, especially off of turn 4 there, and thinking they can push it a little bit harder than they actually can, leading up to those issues. And we've just passed halfway in the stage.
Still a long race to go yet, though. Not even halfway on the full race, so anything could happen at this point. The attrition might start to settle in as the drivers continue to run laps.
Yep, and an update on Corey Yoakum, that issue he had earlier on. He's looking to turn it around. He's caught back up to that 46 of Jeremiah Nelson, getting ready to put the pressure on him.
Great to see. I do have to say the leader, Brian Macklin, I think he did learn his lesson from that first stage, using that clean air to his advantage, running, about half a tenth quicker than Michael Prince currently. So definitely using that clean air.
Yeah, and Brian Macklin, I think he's getting more comfortable as this race goes on. He's been absolutely dominant here through stage 1 and stage 2, leading 59 of the 74 total laps we've run. And checking back in with another big mover, Richard Smith in that 2 car, up 15 positions. Oh, and we do have an update. James Price in the chat saying a little bird told him that in turn 4 there is a little bump, and the custom setup that Florida Academy's given these drivers runs a little bit lower to the track. And if they're not careful with that bump, the car can bottom out. So that might be why we see all these issues out of turn 4.
That will definitely lead to that sort of thing, especially if they're not ready for that bump. Upset that rear end of the car, and unfortunately, there goes the rear tires as well, because you have that extra power. The bump will upset the car and get those rear tires to spin, and around you go.
Yep, and I'm wondering, James said a little bird. I'm guessing that bird is Dawson Price. And looking for a quick update on him. He is back on the move as well. He's up to 7th after struggling, taking damage earlier on in this one.
Absolutely, and just looking at times, he's running almost 2/10 quicker than the leader right now. His last lap at 30.29.
Yep, and we'll keep an eye on him as this one goes on. But I tell you what, guys, we're big on the analytics for the stream and bringing the stream to as many people as possible. And looking at the YouTube analytics, we've got 48 total watching right now on YouTube. So we appreciate all you guys tuning in. Our first race here, we set a record with 60 consecutive viewers at one time. And I'm hoping we can, I was talking to Tyler Green, the league owner, and he really wants to continue setting those records. So if you guys are out there at the Wicked Pub watching on the big screen, or at least I hope they have us on the big screen, don't forget to just tune in on your phone real quick and drop a chat and say hello. Definitely trying to get the broadcast higher in the algorithm. And we are also live on Facebook as well, guys. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you check out the Rebel Racing Network page on Facebook. I'm going to go back to the front of the pack. Brian Macklin still leading this one. Coming up on some lap traffic. We'll see how he navigates this.
Absolutely, that clean air no longer going to be a factor in the dominance if he does catch up to these lappers. He will have to work his way around, and might give the Michael Prince a chance to catch back up to that back bumper.
And we'll see how this one goes. Now, I am noticing a lot of these drivers getting a lot more spread out as this one has gone on. So not a whole lot of passing going on here.
So just hearing in on voice chat right now, it looks like some drivers are complaining a bit about tire wear right now. Not too sure what fuel window looks like. I never did get that update from the drivers, but I don't know. Maybe tires might be an option. Then again, coming down to the 10 laps left in the stage.
Well, and if even on these old tires, if you're out front, you were not even thinking about hitting pit road. You were trying to get those valuable stage points. But if you were currently running in the rear, in the back of the pack, that track position is going to be important as well. So maybe thinking about pitting a 3 laps out from the flag and trying to get fresh tires.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
Yep, and once again, the pit road will close the last 2 laps of the stage. Now down to 9 laps left to go in this one. The gap for Brian Macklin currently at 2 seconds. If we got a little bit of an internet blip there. Macklin coming up on lap traffic. That is the 41 of Eric L'Oreal.
So as I was saying, again, hearing driver chat, Corey Yoakum down into the pits.
Yep, Corey Yoakum bringing it down, and he was running up front there. I'm surprised to see him coming down pit road. But maybe he knows something we don't about the tire wear and the pit strategy here.
Absolutely. I think it might be a fuel issue. Brian Macklin also coming down to pit road this time, according to radio chatter.
All right, so, Brian Macklin out of shape getting on pit road.
Man, that was a Hunter Geyer strategy coming on the pit road. That was kind of sketchy there.
Hey, you said it, buddy, not me.
Hey, you have to admit, I have been doing pretty well lately.
Yeah, I think all the flack you've been catching on the broadcast has led you to doing a little bit better on pit road, so I think you need to thank me, buddy.
Well, I won't thank you until I can finish an era race on the lead lap. How about that? Because I tell you what, I have the worst luck in era. It's been how many races, and I have yet to complete a race on the lead lap. It is the most embarrassing stat I've ever had.
You do have Bristol coming up, and we do know you are good at Bristol, but pit stops continuing here. Tristan Haynes and Dawson Price on pit road now. And Low Rado saying they miscalculated the fuel.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that is the case. However, Michael Prince staying out there, only has a couple laps left in the stage. Oh, the trouble for Richard Smith.
I'm trying to figure out what exactly happened with Richard Smith here. Go back, take a look at it.
Looks like coming out of pits, he got, looks like he spun the tires coming out of the pits, hit those bumps, and into the inside wall he goes.
Ooh, that's a hard hit, too.
Some severe damage to that left front.
And almost coming back up onto the racing surface. Everyone able to get by him cleanly. But down to 4 laps to go in this one.
Absolutely, lap 91. Pits will close.
Yep, and an update, those drivers that came down pit road, if I'm not mistaken, I do believe they all last pitted around lap 36, so we're trying to stretch it out, unable to do so. Now down to 3 to go, but Michael Prince last pitted lap 47. So fairly certain he can make it to the end here on fuel. And he has got a whopping gap over Jeremiah Nelson back there in second. 3 seconds, the difference between these drivers. And Hunter, don't look now, but our Vermont Diecast Pole Award winner, Nicholas Warner, has made his way back up to 3rd here.
Absolutely, he is finding his way back up after that not even lap 1 incident before the lap even started. So definitely cool to see him back up near the front.
Yep, and update, he last pitted lap 47.
Wow, so he is trying to go the distance. The last lap in the stage, it looks like Michael Prince is going to come home with another stage win.
So he comes off of turn 4, and it is confirmed. Michael Prince, your TriStar Property Maintenance stage winner for stage 2. And the yellow flag will wave. And we will get ready to set this up and do it all over again for looks like 50 more laps. And we'll step aside for a quick commercial break.
Every race car starts the same. Just a shell, waiting for identity. Because every car can race, but not every car gets remembered. Custom. Bold. Built to stand out. Bird wraps. Don't just race, be remembered.
From the track to the tech, Creative Castle keeps your code running as clean as your laps. We test real-world devices and digital platforms so your next release won't crash in turn 1. At Creative Castle, we elevate your software with expert quality assurance and cross-platform testing. Whether it's native apps or networked hardware, we deliver precision-tested performance at scale. Behind every smooth app and smart device is a quiet castle. Creative Castle. We're the quality wizards and test knights who battle bugs and break bad code before it breaks your product. Creative Castle. Quality at full throttle. Your quest for quality ends here.
All right, and we are back, folks. Pit stop's underway. And Corey Rainey gonna win the race off pit road, and it looks like Rainey only taking 2 tires here. And we did see a number of black flags for speeding on pit road. So keep your eye on the shakeups that are going to come in this restart. Corey Rainey will be restarting from the front row in the lead position. And all those drivers that had to pit after miscalculating their fuel, you see them at the front. They will be waved around the pace car, getting their lap back. And I can hear the excitement brewing at the Wicked Pub right now as Corey Rainey going to lead some laps here. And he's got a great advantage when they get around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. That'll be this time by the green flag will wave.
I do have to wonder, so what does Corey Rainey get the Wicked Pub if he wins the race?
I'm not sure. Yeah, green flag coming back out as they make their way around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, well, if he gets everyone around at the bar, I'm sure he's not going to pay for a drink for the next week. So, yeah, pretty exciting for Corey Rainey. I've also been told by Dalton Gregson they've actually got a banner of his iRacing car out on their porch right now.
That is awesome. I wonder where they got that made, man. That might be something Bird Rats might look into.
And actually, I think Tyler Green had something to do with that and had it custom made for him.
That is awesome.
So, and it looks like Trevor Yates having an issue here on the restart. We're going to go back and take a look. 55 laps. Oh, yeah, Trevor Yates, he goes off track trying to get around Madeline there. And Tyler Green Yep.
Oh, yeah. Lots of trouble for these drivers on these fresh tires.
And
I do have to say, the new fastest lap award to Corey Rainey with a 29.94, beating out the previous fastest lap from Dalton Price.
And that temperature dropping, making these cars faster. Just a quick look here. It's down to 72 now. It's Corey Rainey taking advantage of that clean air. Jeremiah Nelson putting the pressure on him. And Al Likens up in the chat cheering on Nelson right now.
Awesome to see. It's still sad to see that Likens isn't here tonight, man. I almost had that 3 in a row. But looks like Jeremiah Nelson going, at least trying to make a move on the 4 of Corey Rainey.
Yep, and I don't know how that car is going to handle Nelson getting loose there off of turn 4. That's going to allow Rainey to open up that gap a little bit. Rainey getting the advantage of the clean air.
Michael Prince, though, back in 3rd. He looks like he is on pace with these leaders. So, you know, he might be able to get that clean sweep if he's able to get back to Corey Rainey. If this goes green, more than likely going to be green flag pit stops.
Yeah, and we were looking at the pit window there. It looks, you know, that pit window will be open for these guys in just a few laps, technically, to be able to make it to the end. Only 55 laps in this stage. You know, Hunter Geyer never getting the actual pit window on fuel, but
I tried. I really did. I piped up in radio chat and sent a message to Tyler, but they were not giving me that info. It must be classified.
Yeah, I tell you what. Now, I guess we're just going to have to hop in a car and figure it out ourselves. But, you know, no one wanted to give away their pit strategy here. Can you blame them? Because the way this looks right now, that clean air has been dominant tonight. And pit strategy could be what wins this race.
And I hate those words you just said. You know, I do not get along with pit strategy. I always mess that up. So, you know, hopefully these drivers are better than me when it comes to that.
Yep, I mean, you mess up anything that has pit in the name, don't you?
Dude, it's a problem, man. I like to go fast. I don't like to go slow down the pits. I don't like to do anything like that.
Yep. Oh, we got trouble here. Madeline Jackson on pit road now. Go back, take a look and see what happened here with Madeline.
I think she just slowed down there a bit. Doesn't look like any damage or anything from what I can tell. Not seeing anything. Does have some right front damage of that car, though.
Yep, and it looked like she just missed the pit road entrance there. So, you know, and again, that could be attributed to the learning curve coming from NASCAR 25 to iRacing. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I never really played NASCAR 25, but I know in some of the older or the more recent NASCAR games, you know, the pit road entry, you could just floor it down pit road and it wouldn't matter because it'd slow you down immediately and wouldn't give you a black flag.
Yeah,
but
that is the same, I think.
Yeah, and you know, here on iRacing, you control this car all the way down to your pit stall. There is at no point will the computer take over for you. So another learning curve for Madeline.
Absolutely. But good thing she has a whole season to kind of figure it out. But then again, you know, I've been iRacing since 2021 and I still haven't figured it out. So Maybe NASCAR 25 is the game for me, man. I don't know.
No, you got to keep iRacing. We need you up here in the booth, and there's a lot of paint schemes that need made.
Yeah, I don't think the paint tool in NASCAR 25 is as up to date as it is in here in iRacing.
Yeah, I think that I don't think anyone's going to pay you to paint a car in NASCAR 25, but you know, Madeline Jackson definitely with a learning curve here and getting used to everything. But I'm excited to watch her throughout the season. You know, definitely some learning taking place, but I'm excited to see where this goes. And looking at her stats, she does look competitive for her experience on the service so far. Because I think my whole when I had that rookie license, it took me forever to get above it, and that I rating was only in the triple digits. I don't even think I saw the thousands till I got up to the Class D.
Josh Edmonds has some issues.
Yep. Oh, he's sideways. That's going to bring out the yellow flag. That is on the racing surface. Let me go back, take a look at Joshua Edmonds. Looks like 3-wide racing, and Tristan Haynes getting into Corey Yoakum as they try and work their way around Mike Hill in that 27 machine. But after all that, Edmonds just getting himself loose.
Yeah, this was like a south spin, hit that apron and kind of sent the car around.
That's all it takes. But Edmonds going to back into that outside wall as they get reset here. That caution coming on lap 107, or I'm sorry, 110. And we'll step aside for a commercial break. And we are back, folks. And pit stops now underway. Looks like Chet Sellers getting a black flag on pit road. Jeremiah Nelson going to come off pit road in that lead position now. And over on Facebook, I think I've been neglecting the Facebook chat. Blake Roper entering the chat, cheering on Corey Yoakum in that 5 car. I do apologize, Facebook. I think I forgot about you guys most of tonight.
And Jeremiah Nelson and Seth LaCroix beating Corey Rainey off of pit road. Unfortunately, that will put him at a significant disadvantage. My more groans from Wicked Pub, unfortunately, I think he was able to keep it together there with that clean air, but he has some work to do if he wants to be back up front.
Yep, and we'll hang on here because looking at the pit stop time here, and you guys won't be able to see it until we get a couple laps under the belt with the software, but Jeremiah Nelson only 6 seconds in his pit stall. Seth LaCroix, Corey Rainey, 10 seconds. So I don't think Jeremiah took any tires there.
Interesting to see. Now I do know I do have some insight on this. But again, this is just experience from the no-ops car. At least on that car, the track doesn't wear your inside tires all that much. Now I'm not, like I said, I'm not too sure how it affects the Cup cars, but 2-tire strategy might be in play here. So that could have been the case for Seth LaCroix, and some of these drivers have these faster pit times.
Well, and we know that Seth LaCroix loves that two-tire strategy. We've seen that work week in and week out for him over an era. So, but it looks like pretty much most of the lead lap cars did take 2 tires, with the exception of Jeremiah Nelson. But the pace car is off, and they are around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. Once again, use Race 25 for a 25% discount on their services. And the green flag is back out. Jeremiah Nelson gets the jump, and Corey Rainey.
Ooh, sending in turn 1, big trouble.
Corey Rainey,
man.
Aggressive there.
Very aggressive. That was rough. Looks like damage to both him and Seth LaCroix.
Once they get this sorted out, Corey Rainey back going. Oh, we've got a car up all the way up on the outside, and even more shakeups here. We're going to go back and watch that restart from Corey Rainey, because he just absolutely sent that car. And LaCroix just not getting the run he wanted there, and looked like Corey Rainey, he saw blood in the water and was trying to take advantage. In trouble, Alan Hess and Joshua Riddle going around.
Looks like a couple different issues there in turn 4. 14 up in the wall, and also some issues with the number 12 and number 3, Joshua Edmonds.
Yep, looking at Alan Hess now. I think, yeah, Alan Hess gets a shot in the back. And that was Thomas Lavierde getting tangled up with Alan Hess. And Lavierde, there was no lifting there. You can see the front end damage. We'll go back and take a look at Joshua Riddle here as well. Riddle looked like he checked up, seeing what was going on in front of him, and he gets turned from behind. As Kendi Robertson entering the chat, cheering on Orbesquez in the 67. And now's the point in the race where we're going to see these drivers get even more and more aggressive. So Edmonds caught a little bit of that incident as well. Dylan Picklesheimer on pit road in that Winnebago car. He's getting some damage taken care of.
Speaking of him, Austin, that was your pick for this race, but who do you have your money on now?
I tell you what, now I'm looking at it, and you know, Jeremiah Nelson has the track position, but Brian Macklin has been absolutely amazing tonight. I think I've got to go with Brian Macklin.
Absolutely, and I also do have an update on the Bird Rats Fastest Lap Award. It is now in the hands of the 46 of Jeremiah Nelson. So it actually has changed hands twice since the last update. Dawson Price did actually grab it back from Corey Rainey originally, but looks like Nelson has it pretty secure now, with almost a 2/10 faster lap than the previous fastest lap. So, you know, it might be interesting to see if that can be beat.
Yep. And an update on Dylan Picklesheimer, that 23 Winnebago car back out on track, getting some damage taken care of. And on the plus side, Picklesheimer not having the race he had hoped for tonight, but he's got a place to park his Winnebago at Enchanted Oaks RV Park. He's just got to remember to mention Rebel Racing Network, this broadcaster, Mike Hill, to get get that special gift on check-in. So the pace car is off, and they're going to make their way around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. And the green flag is back out. 32 laps to go now. 31 as Jeremiah Nelson leads them. But Brian Macklin getting an excellent restart. He goes right with Nelson, and he's putting the pressure on him. And 2x2 back in the pack as they try and get things sorted out. And I tell you what, Hunter, it's been a while since we've done it here on the Rebel Racing Network, but it is time for a Creative Castle Crank It Up. And the caution is going to wave. Looks like Madeline Jackson and Jason Werbesquez caught up in this. Storm Strube also going off track. We'll go back, take a look, see what happened here. And looks like Werbesquez getting caught up there. Madeline Jackson nowhere to go. We'll go back and take a look here from Werbesquez. See Picklesheimer taking him 3 wide there, and Werbesquez just making contact with, I believe that was the 19. Or, correction, that was the 13 of Chet Sellers. And that brings out the 9th caution of the night here on lap 123. And we'll go ahead and step aside for a quick commercial break.
From the track to the tech, Creative Castle keeps your code running as clean as your laps. We test real-world devices and digital platforms so your next release won't crash in turn 1. At Creative Castle, we elevate your software with expert quality assurance and cross-platform testing. Whether it's native apps or networked hardware, we deliver precision-tested performance at scale. Behind every smooth app and smart device is a quiet castle. Creative Castle. We're the quality wizards and test knights who battle bugs and break bad code before it breaks your product. Creative Castle. Quality at full throttle. Your quest for quality ends here.
All right, and
Or no,
we
maybe
are
not, maybe
back.
not meatball.
Yep, we are back, folks. And Mario cheering on Jason Warbesquez. And it looks like we saw the people rooting for Warbesquez, and he got the bad luck from it. And Yoka putting in the work, but got an update here. Apparently, we missed something. Brian Macklin having an issue here.
Yeah, looking back, he actually locked it up coming to the pace car and sent that car into the outside wall. So lots of damage to the front end. Not a meatball flag, but looks like Arrow is going to be definitely affected from him. So he might be very well out of this one.
And it's the broadcaster's curse. Gotta be.
You did pick him as your pick. You know, I tell you what, I'm afraid to pick anyone right now because I don't want to curse them.
Yep. And the pace car is off as we get ready to go back green flag racing. And they make their way around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. Green flag is back out. Jeremiah Nelson going to take off. And man, here comes Michael Prince. We haven't seen him up front lately, it feels like. But here he is racing for second now.
He's back up. You know, he got both of the stage victories, so he has been up front a bit, at least to get the stage. Very decent at fuel conserving. I think that was definitely what got him that second stage win. But now he does have some work to do with Jeremiah Nelson in that clean air.
Yep, and we'll see how this works out. And Dawson Price back up to the front as well, so it feels like we've cycled back to the beginning of this one.
It sure seems that way. You know, Dawson Price damage. Oh, Daniel Holloway upset out of the corner.
Yep, and we see him dropping here. He's going to drop all the way back to 21st. That's a costly mistake.
Absolutely, these drivers still haven't really learned their lesson.
Taking a look at that, and I'm not sure if he got help from the one car or not, but it looked like it was a self-spin. He's trying to save it.
Caution flag is out. I have called from Radio Shadow a wreck, so I did throw the caution flag.
And looks like Dylan Picklesheimer also running into an issue as well.
It looks like Christian Rhodes, according to Radio Chatter.
Yep, and we saw him slow there, causing Picklesheimer to go through the infield. Backing it up to take a look here.
Like a couple drivers involved in this one. Looks like the number 3, Joshua Edmonds, maybe tried to avoid it and came up into the high side and caused some more issues with the number 10.
Yep.
That's a tough one.
Yep, and looks like it's just an absolute domino effect. You see Brian Macklin now coming down pit road trying to get that car worked on. And I want to go back and take a look, see what happened to him. Under caution. Oh yeah, just a mistake, was not prepared for that pace car. And honestly, going back and looking at it from Brian right along on the nose of Brian Macklin. So they're coming around to the pace car.
I'll tell you what, you know, at the beginning of this race, I was not expecting as many cautions as we've had tonight. Auto Club was seen to be really clean, but tonight, I mean, a lot of it, I think, is a lot of driver error. Man, a lot of these drivers not catching a break.
Yeah, and I mean, even with these cautions, though, we've gotten a lot of green flag racing. But when these guys get bunched up, they're just getting aggressive and pushing those cars as hard as they can. And I think as this race has gone on, they've seen how important track position can be, this being really a one-lane racetrack. So, and that's led to more aggression on these restarts, and unfortunately for a lot of these drivers, more cautions.
Absolutely. No, I think I did miss while I was doing race control. Has anyone taken tires recently?
And that's going to be a big negative. Looks like, unless they were damaged, the last pit stops all taking place on lap 112.
Wow. Honestly, maybe an interesting call in my perspective. I feel like new tires are so much better here, but I mean, then again, they have taken a lot of caution laps these last couple stints, so maybe tires aren't too big of an issue.
Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. The lights on the pace car are out yet again. They are doubled up, and they're going to make their way around to that My World of Whiskey restart zone. Jeremiah Nelson leading them. Michael Prince to his outside. Dawson Price in third. Corey Yoakum in fourth. Tristan Haynes rounding out your top five. And that pace car is off. Then they enter the My World of Whiskey restart zone. Green flag is back out. Jeremiah Nelson taking off.
Another huge jump from Nelson, and be able to use that clean air to his advantage once more.
Yep, and here comes Dawson Price there on that inside.
Corey Yoakum battling on the outside, though, to try to take that third position away from Dawson Price.
And looks like Corey Yoakum, he gets to drive into the corner. And the big thing with these next-gen cars, it is all about how you exit the corner. Corey Yoakum, an excellent drive off.
Looks like that number 71 in Dawson Price running about a lane higher right now, trying to get that run off the corner to get back that third place from Corey Yoakum.
Yep, and back in the pack, we do have Tristan Haynes, or back behind him, Tristan Haynes and Seth LaCroix battling it out for that fifth position. Tristan Haynes going to get the better of Seth LaCroix for the time being. So they're getting it worked out single file now. And check out who we've got back in the top 10. Nicholas Warner, we saw him with some pit strategy to get him up to the front, and now he's racing his way into the top 10. And Corey Rainey back there in 7th as well. Rainey not giving up after his aggressive move earlier on.
Absolutely. Seth LaCroix right in front of him, though. Might be some bad blood between those two drivers now, so if they do get together, might be interesting to see how they race each other.
Yeah, and you know, one thing I know, I've known Seth for quite some time here, dating all the way back to the Nora days on the YouTube channel. You know, LaCroix seems to have a cooler head and able to keep a cool head about him when he is out here on track. So I don't know if we'll see, we'll see any aggressive moves out of Seth LaCroix. Oh, caution is out. It looks like this one might be for Mike Hill. You see Mike Hill going through the infield there. There's a couple big shakeups. There was Joshua Edmonds there, out of shape. And I believe the 41 as well. 41 of Eric L'Oreal. That brings out our 11th caution of the night. And it looks like we're going to have about 10 laps to go once we get this one back underway. An update on the weather for you guys. That temperatures continue to drop, now down to 70. And we were predicted for 78 degrees. I think at the top of the practice session, it was up to 80 at one point. So this track really cooling off, going through some major changes. As this one has gone on.
Sorry about that. Was race controlling it up. Yeah, so looking back on that incident, probably should not have been a caution flag, as race control kind of jumped the gun on that. But kind of rough to, without the automatic cautions, you know, if the drivers caught a caution, I do have to hit that button. So I think that was the cause of that. But Joshua Edmonds got loose out of the corner and down into the number 27 of Mike Hill. Mike Hill not having the best night.
Yeah, and his struggles have really started right from the top of this one. Very unfortunate for that Enchanted Oaks RV park car. And it looks like
coming in 10 to go, though.
Yep, and it does look like he is going to park it there on pit road. Correction, just some damage taken care of, and he's back out there. He's not giving up.
That's one thing about Mike, man. He is relentless. He's going to try to finish the race as much as he can. Even driving a damaged car out there. I know I cannot drive a damaged car, man. I want to park it as soon as I drive a damaged car. But not Mike, man. He pretty relentless, man.
Well, and another thing, this league definitely rewards them for staying out there as long as they can. You know, every position pays out, and you know, you get paid out based on positions. So if you can gain just a couple of positions, you're still going to get a little bit more money at the end of the night.
Absolutely.
And the pace car is off as they make their way around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. Jeremiah Nelson leading them. Green flag is back out.
There's going to be a 10-lap shootout to end this one.
And it looks like we've had an issue with Eric L'Oreal yet again. L'Oreal just now crossing the line. Not sure what happened there, but the battle is on for the lead. Michael Prince putting the pressure on Jeremiah Nelson. Looks like he's going to back off for just a second, and we're going to see what happened with Eric L'Oreal. Oh, and it was a big checkup. Brian Macklin getting to the back of Eric L'Oreal and spins him around. And the caution is out. And I could tell by Hunter Geyer's silence, he is doing his race control duties. Looks like Daniel Holloway, Thomas Lavierde caught up in this. Tristan Haynes. We'll take a look at Tristan Haynes here. And that's going to take out our Vermont Diecast Pole Award winner, Nicholas Warner, as well. And that's going to bring out the big one, and it looks like it's going to set us up for a green-white checkered finish here. Coming out on lap 43, or just shy of a green-white checkered finish.
So looking at that one, might need further review after a race. I'm going to put it up to a racing incident for right now, but do take note for an after race review.
All right, it looked like a lot going on there. Yeah, 3-wide race and everyone just running out of room.
All right, I'll go ahead and repeat. So that might need a after a race review. I'm going to chalk it up to a racing incident for right now, but kind of hard to tell what all happened there. But so I will make it a racing incident for now. But do take note for a after race review.
All right, and Hunter, just a heads up, we did catch that the first time. I don't know if you're trying to talk on different channels.
I apologize for that. Yeah, I was race control in there. Did not hit. Constantly hitting the mute on mute buttons. That is my fault.
All good. Double duty is hard. You know, I have a hard enough time just up here in the booth by myself sometimes. And it looks like it'll be just 3 laps to go once they take the green flag here. So they get things sorted out. They are back double file. The lights on the pace car are out. Jeremiah Nelson, your leader. Michael Prince in second. Dawson Price will restart third. Seth LaCroix in fourth. Corey Yoakum rounding out the top 5. And it sounds like Hunter still doing those race control duties. And the pace car is off as they make their way around to the My World of Whiskey restart zone. And the green flag's back out. Jeremiah Nelson taking off. Michael Prince trying to hang with him. Dawson Price and Seth LaCroix, though, in tow there. We know those guys are going to work together. And Dylan Picklesheimer coming back up into the top 5 here. And that's all I'm going to say about Picklesheimer. I do not want to give him another broadcaster's curse. So we go back to the front. 4 to go in this one. Now down to 3 to go. Jeremiah Nelson, your leader. Michael Prince trying to hang on right there. LaCroix and Price running side by side.
I tell you what, they're making race control very difficult here at the end of this race. Lots of action here, trying to get game position as much as they can.
Yep, and we did have someone out of line. It looks like Madeline Jackson involved in an incident here. Now down to 2 to go. Madeline Jackson back on the racing surface, got that car back going. We're going to see what happened real quick.
Oh, Jeremiah Nelson and Michael Prince going at it. 2 laps to go.
Oh, and Prince has caught him as they come around to the Enchanted Oaks RV Park. A white flag. They're neck and neck. We've got a battle for the lead. It is a drag race to the end. Next flag will end the race.
Lots of action here. 46 going to have the run off the corner. Got into the wall a bit. They are still even.
Side by side. Hunter, you better keep your hand off that yellow flag button because we are going to finish this one out.
What a battle here near the end.
Oh, Prince is out of shape. Oh!
Oh!
Gets it to Jeremiah Nelson. Jeremiah Nelson going to take the race win. Dawson Price coming home second. Seth LaCroix in third. Dylan
Wow, what an
Picklesheimer coming
ending.
home fourth. And Corey Rainey also getting involved there as well behind him. We'll look at Corey Rainey real quick. And Corey Yoakum getting into Corey Rainey. But we've got to go back. Michael Prince just getting loose, nailing Jeremiah Nelson into that wall.
What an ending. That was an awesome last lap.
That was. We're going to get a couple more looks at that. Tyler Green caught up as well. Right along with Michael Prince there. What a finish as Jeremiah Nelson making his way around here. It looks like he's going to go for the Polish victory lap. And Dawson Price coming home in second tonight. Big night for him, coming off a race win on Sunday. And we'll work on getting Jeremiah Nelson up here as well. I think I found Jeremiah Nelson.
No Dawson or Seth yet.
I tell you what, I am looking and I see a couple J ... dots in the Discord, so I don't even know which one is the right one. So I think I'm just going to move them both, and I'm going to tell Hunter Geyer to head down to the waiting room and tell whoever's not Jeremiah Nelson to get out.
Okay, so yeah, Jay Frosty is not the one you want.
I cannot see either one of them or the names here. Let me see.
The first name will be Jeremiah. That'll be the first one.
Okay.
That'll be Jeremiah Nelson. And then Jay Frosty is not it. I'm not too sure who that is.
Okay. I don't know. I booted one of them out, so we'll hope for the best here.
Nope, you booted the wrong one.
Oh, dang. So I try and get this figured out. Hunter Geyer, figure it out. We're going to go ahead and kick off our interviews with Seth LaCroix. All right, and he came home third tonight. Driver of the number 89 machine, Seth LaCroix. Seth, it's Austin and Hunter up in the booth. You got us?
I got you.
All right, man. Congratulations on a third place finish here. And, man, what a last couple laps. Take us through those last 4 laps.
Yeah, that was brutal. Just everyone was so fast up in the top 10 all night and battling with Dawson. I'd prefer to be the top on 1 and 2 and the bottom in 3 and 4, and I couldn't get clear. And then so once Dawson cleared me, I knew I just had to be ready in case the leaders something happened with them because they were battling. So just tried to set myself up to, gain any possible positions, and it worked out great.
Well, it definitely paid off for you. Now, you had your struggles through the middle of the race. We had checked in on you and really the whole Apex team there, and it seemed like you guys were all middle to back of the pack. What was going on in the midway point here?
No struggles. I just pitted for fuel. I don't know why the whole field didn't pit. What was it, like lap? It was only like we had 2 cautions, I think, back to back, right when stage 2 started, and no one really pitted. So I did, and it put me like basically 1 lap short of making it to the end of the stage. So I just chilled in last place for like 3 laps, clutching in. I gave myself like an extra 2 laps of fuel, and then I just went forward from there. And unfortunately, more people could make it on fuel than I had thought. So I think I finished 10th in that stage, but that was all right. I was just it was a great race, good competition, but my God, people just restarts. Oh my God, I think I went backwards on every single restart, and it was always a deficit after every single caution. So that part was
Seth,
frustrating. But go ahead.
Seth, I do have to ask that incident with Corey Rainey on that restart.
My Lord.
Any bad blood going forward?
No, I just that's exactly what I was talking about. There was a couple other instances of the same exact thing, and he keyed up over the radio, said he lost sight of his brake point because we were 3 wide. But I don't know. That's just not an excuse, and it's like I finally get back, the track position where I felt like I should be, and it's gone in literally 1 corner. So it was frustrating, but just got to keep my head in it and keep on going. And like I said, the competition is really stiff. The setup was a little on the loose side, so like every lap coming out the corner exits, you're battling. If you give it just a little bit more throttle, you can pull up alongside. But if you give it just a little bit more throttle, you're going to spin out. And you really started to see that at the end, people losing it off the corner. So, but overall, it was a great race, and I had a lot of fun. Glad to be P3.
All right. We know you're excited. We're going to let you get on out of here. Before we do, though, anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, both of you guys in the booth, appreciate it. It's cool listening to a 2-person booth, and everyone watching, and Tyler, especially for putting on the league. It's pretty cool concept he's got here, and it's a good thing going on. So I really enjoy this league. Just Thursdays are really hard for me to make it back. My day started today at 3 a.m., so I'm ready to go to bed. So you guys have a great evening.
All right. Have a great evening, buddy. All right. And Hunter, that sounded like maybe you might be getting parked over an era. I'd be all for that. I like having.
I have better luck.
I keep telling you, when you wreck out or if you make that inevitable escape or mistake on pit road, hop up in the booth with me and hang out up there. But we do have to get on to our second place finisher, Dawson Price. Dawson, it is Austin and Hunter up in the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You're riding the high this week. You get a first place finish in era on Sunday night, and you come back and your dad let us know that you had caught some damage earlier on in this one and still battle back for a second place finish. How does it feel?
It feels pretty nice. Coming off the Sunday win, and then I won one in ARCA on Tuesday. And here I thought I had another one. I thought I had the speed in it. Was able to keep a good pace. These Conti setups are really feeling really good. But it was a great race. Being able to duke it out with a few of the guys was really fun. And I don't believe I had any damage early on, but I did take a pretty nice long pit stop. Definitely not on purpose, but you have those sometime.
All right, I completely understand. But I want to go through those last 4 laps. From your point of view, what were you thinking when you saw them get together off of turn 4?
Man, so we're all on the limit, and I was kind of hanging back a little bit, watching them, letting them duke it out, and hoping it would slow them down enough where they weren't thinking about me. And when we got to the point where they were into each other on turn 4, and then the car to my inside, or I don't think it was quite to my inside, but the winner's inside took off, and then they both got on the wall. I was like, oh my gosh, either I'm gonna die or I'll see the checkered flag and I'll take it home. But it was crazy. I was really hoping I could get a move made on them earlier, but man, that was a blast. They had some good racing up there.
All right. Now, that was a blast to broadcast. I tell you what, I was on the edge of my seat there, especially at the end when they got together. A very good battle. You ended up about middle of the pack. We were talking to Seth about his pit strategy. You ended up back in the middle towards the midpoint of this race. What happened with you?
Towards that midpoint, I had decided I'd cut under for the second stage, sacrificing those points to try to get like a really good finishing position, maybe win it. Because I was able to like kind of feel out a little bit of the car there. With the first stage really told me a lot about the car, what I needed. So then I was like, well, I could take 2 and then top up on fuel and just kind of see how it goes. But then I believe it was at the stage caution, or it might have been after the stage, and then there was another one, I believe. I ended up taking 4 again and just filled it up with fuel to make sure that I could make it. Because I know at one point in the final stage, or I knew in the final stage I wasn't gonna be in a very good spot with fuel. But I think I got pretty lucky with the call for 4 and fuel a few times tonight. It really paid off. So a little bit of luck's always on the side when you get to finish really good in a strong field like this.
All right. Well, it definitely paid off. We're going to let you get on out of here. Before we do, though, anyone you want to shout out?
Shout out to you guys in the booth. Kicking ass as always. Shout out to Vistra for letting me race, and all the guys at TGR, and Tyler Green for picking me up on his team, and for everybody on the track racing good tonight.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, buddy. We're going to let you get on out of here. Congratulations again. Enjoy the celebration, the multiple celebrations this week, and we'll see you back here Sunday night at Bristol.
Alrighty, sounds good. Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you, sir. And once again, that was Dawson Price coming home second here tonight. We're going to go ahead and move on to tonight's winner. Maybe it looks like he's just exited the waiting room. And Hunter, do you have eyes on our race winner?
I do. I am moving him right now. Hopefully he still wants to. He's in the waiting room now.
All right. We could have just brought him up to the broadcast booth. Jeremiah, it's Austin Hunter up at the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got y'all.
All right, man. Sorry for the wait. We had you up in the waiting room. We saw you had just disappeared right when I was looking for you.
Yeah, I was getting lonely in there.
All right. Well, looked like you were lonely up front, too, up until the last 2 laps there. Congratulations on the race win. Take us through that last lap battle there.
Yeah, I had executed the last 50 laps to perfection. And the one time I didn't need to make a mistake, I slipped off a 2 and he got to my door. And it was a hard battle for the last 2 laps. And he raced me clean for the most part. But coming off 4, I knew he was going to make contact or put me in the wall 1. I knew that was the possibility, but that wall saved me, boys. I ain't going to lie.
I tell you what, when he made contact, and we weren't sure if you were going to be able to save it. That was a hard hit. What were your thoughts when he got into the side of you there?
Well, I knew it was a possibility because it's racing for a win. I know it's possible to happen, but we were both giving it everything we got. We was both slipping, and man, I got the wall saved me. I mean, there ain't nothing to it. He even said, he was glad I ended up winning that race, But I want that last 2 laps was clean, hard racing. I mean, what else can you ask for,
All right, yeah, we definitely couldn't ask for anything more up here in the booth. But you take home the first win. You take home the purse tonight. Got to feel pretty good. We're going to let you get on out of here to start that celebration. Before we do, though, anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, first off, I want to thank all the sponsors: Florida Academy, Enchanted Oaks RV Park, Vermont Diecast, BirdWrap.com, uh, Rebel Racing Network, My World of Whiskey, TriStar Property Maintenance, and I want to thank them for sponsoring the race tonight, TriStar. And I want to give a shout out to all the boys back at the shop at Slightly Dangerous Racing. Everybody, we've been trying to make our cars faster, and I felt like we have. We've come a long way. We're just in the lab making our cars faster, and I want to thank you boys in the booth for. And I hope that was an entertaining race. But I just want to thank y'all and everybody who runs the league.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. And if I'm not mistaken, Hunter, did Jeremiah take home the Bird Rap's fastest lap award?
He sure did. Jeremiah, you did take home the fastest lap award, so I will be sending you your 20% off discount at birdwraps.com. I'll probably send that out to you tomorrow. But congrats on that. You took the previous fastest laps, man. You beat them by about 0.2, so you were moving out there. So congrats on that as well.
I got on there. I got on birdwraps.com and looked around. There's some nice stuff on there. I'll definitely use that code. Thank you, brother.
Of course, man.
All right. Well, we appreciate it, buddy, and we will see you back here next week.
Thank y'all, boys. Have a good night.
Thank you, too.
Hope you too.
And once again, that was Jeremiah Nelson taking home the win here tonight, as well as the Bird Rap's fastest lap. So we're going to go ahead and run through our official results, though. Once again, Jeremiah Nelson taking home the race win. Dawson Price comes home second. Seth LaCroix in third. Dylan Picklesheimer comes home fourth. And Hunter, I did not give him the broadcaster's jinx there at the end. Fifth was Christian. Fifth was Christian Rhodes. Daniel Holloway finishes sixth. Stephen Alessi in seventh. Corey Yoakum comes home eighth. Corey Rainey in ninth. Alan Hess will finish 10th. Michael Prince in 11th. 12th was Nicholas Warner. Brian Macklin comes home 13th. 14th was Josh Edmonds. Chet Sellers finishes 15th. 16th, Tyler Green. Jason Werbesquez comes home 17th. Dalton Gibson in 18th. 19th was Tristan Haynes. Eric L'Oreal comes home 20th. 21st was Joshua Riddle. 22nd, Thomas Lavierde. Eric Rodeman comes home 23rd. Trevor Yates in 24th. Mike Hill will finish 25th. Madeline Jackson finishes 26th. Storm Strube comes home 27th. Richard Smith will finish 28th. At 29th was Jeremy Davis. And rounding out your field in 30th was Tyler Hurt. Once again, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys tune in next week. That'll be Thursday at 8:30 for the Florida Academy Cup Series, live from Dover Motor Speedway. Once again at 8:30. But before that, we do have the Era Cup Series. They will be live from Bristol Motor Speedway. If I'm not mistaken, they only have 2 races left before the end of their chase, and they crown a champion. You do not want to miss that, especially those drivers that are racing over here as well. And then come next Wednesday, we will have the TCR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Hunter, where are they at next Wednesday?
That is a great question. I actually don't know.
All right, we have got to get that schedule up. You're TCR admin, folks.
Look, I try my best, okay?
But they will be here for the Rewind the Dente throwback night.
I'm sorry, then Michigan?
I believe it is Michigan. They'll be back for the Rewind the Dente at Michigan. That will be next Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Once again, thank you guys for tuning in to the TriStar Property Maintenance 200. Do not forget to hit that like, follow, and subscribe button, especially if you guys are there over at the Wicked Pub. And we will see you back here Sunday evening.